Hello. 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 Hi, Macy. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have your audio on?
Yes.
You do? I can't hear you, but that's probably because I'm connected to my headset. But you can hear me. Put a thumbs up. Yay.
Oh,
Okay.
Something's in my ear.
All right. I think Heather's joining. Hi, Heather. I probably can't hear you because I have a headset on.
Yeah.
She said hi to me.
So I can't see you.
Hi, Sharon.
That's fine. If you wouldn't mind, perhaps just for a brief moment, just putting your video on so I know that you hear me would be great. And then you can turn it back off.
Put the video on until so that she knows that I'm on. Okay. Who else is doing it? Just us? Or what?
You said you wanted it on there.
No, I have a video coming in.
Because you told me to stop. You told me to stop.
Stop what?
Screen mirror.
No, it's not coming on there either.
Heather, can you hear me? Heather, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? No.
So I can't see you, Heather, and that's fine. But if you do want to just let me know just with a quick either text message that I can hear you, that you can hear me, then I'll take it that you got it.
She's telling me to text her.
So I think you're talking right now, Heather, but I can't hear you. Okay. Oh, perfect. Thank you. We're gonna get going in about 5 minutes or so. I'm so glad that you guys were able to get set up.
Do you want me to take it off of your ears?
Sure. No problem.
I can't hear you, but my phone, and that mutes the volume on my it off for a brief moment, and then I'll read.
I have it on my iPad.
So give me a second.
You want to switch to your iPad? Obviously, the Zoom
All right,
app.
Heather, can you talk
Screen
now?
mirror.
Okay, yeah, let's do it on the I'm not sure I have the.
Right, say something, Heather.
If somebody has an Android, then it won't come through.
Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. Are you there, Jen? Are you there, Jen? Can you hear me? All right, Heather. All right, hold on.
With what? Well, we thought we could put it up on TV.
Jen, can you hear me, Jen?
Yeah,
just
we can hear you.
Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, perfect.
We're just,
right,
yeah,
Heather,
you're a little low, so we're switching you
maybe
to,
your audio might be turned
hang on a
off,
minute.
and that's totally cool.
We're going to put you on speaker.
The password was in my email. Oh, there you go.
All right, we got Jen, Macy, Heather, Doris. Hi! I'm so excited that you're here.
I hope you can hear me. Please make sure that if you can't hear me, just text me, because right now I'm gonna turn my microphone on when we start class, but I wanna make sure everybody can hear me. So if you cannot hear me, please make sure you let me know by text message. And keep your audio turned on so that we can, hi, Wendy, hi, Stephanie. Yay, I'm so excited. Hi, Wendy.
Hey.
Oh my God, how exciting.
How do we get it off of that? I don't look at it.
For some reason, I can't hear you all. I'm not quite sure why. Hold on.
You're not on mute.
Okay.
People might be on
So, Stephanie, I think everybody's going to be turning off their screens, which is really okay. Like I've just been saying, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me. So if everybody can just quickly put a thumbs up. Oh my God, Margaret, you're here. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, how exciting is this? We've got people from all over the world right now. We've got someone in Ottawa right now, a good friend of mine, Margaret, whom I met in Germany, is with us. How exciting, hi. Okay, so just quickly, can everybody give me a thumbs up if they can hear me? Yeah, cool, awesome. Wendy, can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool.
Can you hear me?
Awesome. All right, just hi, Evan.
No,
Oh, and Melissa, hi guys.
I'm not doing
I'm
it.
so
but he's
excited you're here. Yay.
I have to work, but he's gonna do
Pretty
it.
good. Get on your app. I'll put you
This is so exciting. I'm so happy. Hold on. I'm gonna just try something out because I don't know, for some reason I can't hear you guys. I'm not quite sure why.
Hello.
I can hear Evan.
Hi, Wendy. Good morning.
Hi, Evan.
Sorry guys. Sorry. I think I just lost everybody. So I can now hear everybody, which is wonderful. So now I know that we're all connected. Hi, hi, Dominica. How exciting. All right, so we are gonna get started in about 30 seconds. I just wanted to tell you, welcome. I'm gonna be turning my microphone on so that you don't have to hear me from afar, and hopefully that will help with the audio. Hi, Dominica, I'm so happy you're here. How exciting is this, guys? I don't know, this is like a whole new level of excitement here. Hi, Lori. So I wanted to just quickly let you know that you only need chat today. You're not going to need any other materials. If you do have some blocks and you want to use them, by all means, feel free to go ahead and use them. If you want to have some music on, great, by all means, take it. Now I'm gonna set up my mic so that I can turn it on, and you'll let me know if you guys can hear me a little better, because I'm gonna be moving back to my mat in a minute, so. Okay, now my mic is connected. Can you hear me? Just give me a quick thumbs up and that'll be the last time I'll ask that. Okay, cool, awesome, fantastic. All right, so I think what we'll do, guys, is if everybody can turn off their audio, that's gonna help with any sort of background sounds. And that way we don't have to hear, like, not that it's a problem, but if there's dogs barking or kids crying, or hopefully none of that will happen, but so, all right, welcome. I'm super excited to be here with you guys today. What an exciting week that we've all had. Certainly nothing that we've all expected, but look, we're gonna make the best of it. I'm super excited we're here today. Today's practice, so I hope you all have a little space around you, is going to be based on Ishvara Pranihana, which is, Ishvara Pranihana is surrendering to.
So I think with everything that's been going on this week, I really thought to myself, oh, how are we going to kind of get through this time? And definitely we're going to have to surrender to it because we don't have a choice. So I thought that would be kind of the base of our practice today. So let's find a comfortable space, maybe lying down on your back. You can turn the video off if you're comfortable with that. If you're comfortable with, I don't think anybody's going to be looking at the video screen, but just so that if you do want to shut it off, feel free to. There's no problem with that. So let's just find ourselves lying on our back. Hi, Ellie. I saw that you're here too.
Hi.
Well, happy you're here. And maybe finding a comfortable space. If you want a pillow underneath your head, or if you want to keep your knees bent. And let's just take a moment to settle our bodies here. Begin to notice the back of the body, maybe your shoulders, the crown of your head. Maybe noticing the low back, the upper back, maybe the back of the legs. Maybe begin to invite a bit of softness through the breath and through the body. Let's begin to invite our practice. Hi, can you hear me, Carly?
Yeah.
Just give me a thumbs up.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, cool. As you rest your body here for a moment, whether you're seated or lying down, let's begin with a clearing breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. As your body begins to settle into the mat, into the earth beneath you, let's think about this concept of, before I continue, if anybody has their audio on, if you can just turn it off because there's going to be some background sound, that'd be really great. Thank you guys.
Well, it's pretty funny that it did it right when you did, but it says it's
We're going to think about this concept of oppositional sensation.
Sharon, can I ask you a quick question?
So I'd like you to invite a sense of lightness into your practice today. I'd like you to invite the a lightness through the physical body, almost visualizing your body floating on clouds in the sky.
Do all the names scroll?
Yeah, except mine.
Can you hear me, Nish?
I can hear you. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Just
yes.
turn your audio off.
How
If
do
anybody
I?
has their audio on, just turn it off because I think it's cutting out between my talking.
Okay, let's see. Just hit mute. Okay. Yep.
As
Sorry.
we take a moment here to invite the sense of lightness into our practice, feel the body allowing itself to just let go. Surrender into our space today. Maybe even noticing a lightness into the breath and a lightness as your breath leaves the body.
Sharon, I hate to ask you this. Was my to just hit the mute
Take
button
a moment,
underneath?
as we take a moment to just stay here for a brief second. Let us quiet the thoughts into our mind. Let us take a moment to release any thoughts that are not serving us today. And now, let us find ourselves grounding our body back into our mat. So coming back to a spot where we begin to reconnect with our body in this place, in this time. Maybe noticing the physical body, maybe noticing your mind, noticing where your breath is at right now. And now let us offer our body a sense of heaviness, letting the full weight of our body rest into the mat or resting wherever you're seated or lying down. And invite this idea of completely releasing the body, both physically, the muscles, the mind, any sort of tension that you're hearing or feeling throughout the body. As we take a moment here to release any tension through the body, let us notice how this sense of lightness and this sense of heaviness, they're actually interchangeable. They're very similar. They're both about surrender. They're both about letting go. Now I'd like you to bring your hands to your heart and invite compassion and love into your body. And let us set our intentions for our practice today. Maybe your intention is surrounded by the idea of surrender and just letting go to what is. Maybe if there's something that's kind of just nagging at you and it has nothing to do with the circumstances around you, let's see if we can just for this moment while we practice today, let it go. Let us take a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. If we're lying down on the floor, let us slowly bring ourselves up to an easy seated position with our legs crisscrossed, if that should feel comfortable for you. And if you want to prop yourself up on a pillow, feel free to do so. We're just going to bring ourselves to our mat with our legs crisscrossed and just find a bit of length through the spine. Allowing the shoulders to drop down towards the mat, allowing the crown of the head to rise towards the sun. As we pull up through our belly, finding a bit of length through the spine, let us take a large inhale in through the nose and guide our hands up towards the sky and press our palms together as we bring our hands down to heart center. Let's take another breath in, guide the hands up towards the sky, reaching tall, palms spread together, exhale down to heart center. One more time, inhale, circle sweep the arms up towards the sky. And this time, lengthen the fingertips, reach through the fingertips and lengthen the torso and feel the belly pulling up, feel the pelvic floor reaching up towards the rib cage. And then as we exhale, bring the palms together, bring them back to heart center. One more time, circle sweep the arms up towards the sky. And exhale down to heart center. And this time, let's circle sweep the arms up towards the sky, bringing the hands about shoulder distance apart. We're going to rotate our body towards the left. Guide the right hand towards the left knee, right hand towards the left, and guide the left hand behind us as we come into our first seated twist. Turning the gaze beyond the left shoulder, lifting up through the heart, and feeling that length through the spine as we reach to the crown of the head and twist our spine with such ease and compassion without force. And now let's turn our gaze beyond the right shoulder and just give our neck a little stretch here. Continue to lift up through the heart, continue to lift up through the sternum. And then as you're ready, release the right hand to the floor. And I want you to visualize sweeping away anything that is not serving you as you twist over to the right side, bringing the left hand to the right knee, bringing the right hand behind you, lifting up through the sternum, lifting up through the spine, pulling up through the belly, maintaining that connection with the pelvic floor, and turning the gaze beyond the right shoulder. And then turning the gaze beyond the left shoulder, maintaining length through the spine, feeling that connection of the sits bones into the mat beneath you. And then this time, bringing the left hand down to the floor, sweeping away whatever is not serving you and coming back through center. Inhale to guide the hands up towards the sky. Exhale back with the hands down to heart center. And this time, let's rest our hands on our knees, lengthen through the spine as we go into our Sufi rolls. So lengthening, connecting in through the sits bones, finding length through the spine, and then rounding the spine back. And then rolling towards the right side and kind of just creating the circle with the upper body and just creating a little bit of mobility here through the torso, through the pelvis, and just kind of finding that really nice fluid movement through the body. And I always like to invite you to think of yourself as your 4 or 5-year-old body. How would you move? How would you invite that sense of ease, fun, non-restriction into your practice? And just find that level of comfort to just move the body in whatever shape feels comfortable for you today. I really love that concept. And as you're ready, maybe even reverse your circle, kind of move your body in the opposite direction. Just kind of flowing here from one side to the other, maybe just moving through the shoulders and softening the throat, maybe clearing the throat. And as you're ready, coming back through center and lengthening the spine. I want you to think about growing a little taller this time. Breathe, pull the belly in, find length through the crown. And then as you exhale, pull your belly in, round the low back. And we're going to come into a gentle seated cat-cow. Inhale, lengthen through the crown, lift up through the sternum. And exhale, roll over the femurs, pull the belly in, round the shoulders, tuck the chin in towards the chest, just to give that neck a little length. Inhale, reach up and grow tall. Exhale, round the spine, pull the belly in, round the shoulders. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin in, round the shoulders. And one more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, round the spine. Inhale, lift through the spine, and let's extend our legs out long. And if you want to prop yourself up on a pillow, if you feel like you're a little bit tight through the hamstrings, feel free to do so. I'm going to come onto the side. I hope you can see me. My legs are going to be long, and I'm going to connect in through my sits bones here and create a bit of length through the spine. As I'm going to inhale, I'm going to find length through the fingertips, reaching through the upper body, softening the shoulders, and then gently coming down into a forward fold. And I really want this to be really soft and gentle without forcing the body. And again, feel free to bend the knees if you want to soften a little bit. You feel like you've got a little tightness through the back of the body. It's a really kind of powerful pose here. I find this kind of really encompasses this idea of Ishvara Pradhyana, which is that surrender to your true self, surrender to the divine. Just allow your body to just kind of fold forward here. With each exhale, allow the belly to pull in, allow the shoulders to soften. Just surrendering to what is and allowing the hands to rest wherever they feel comfortable. I can't emphasize that enough. Maybe you notice the low back. Can you soften the upper body to feel that lengthening through the low back?
No.
And as you're ready, we'll begin to restack the vertebrae. So walk your hands back through center, find a bit of length, restack the vertebrae like cans of tuna, coming back up to that seated position, reground in through the sits bones, and bring the feet into a butterfly. So soles of the feet are gonna come together, knees are gonna remain wide. And we're just gonna find our length through the spine here, just to begin. And again, bowing down to what is, surrendering to. And as you find length, take a deep breath in and then gently walk your hands forward, or maybe basket weave the hands underneath the toes and just allow the upper body to come down, opening up through the hips, softening through the shoulders. Just taking a few moments here to invite a bit of quiet into the mind and just focus on your breath. And perhaps we're inviting our Ujjayi breath today, which is a breath in through the nose with that slight constriction of the back of the throat and exhale through the nose. It's like an ocean's breath. They also call it the victorious breath. They also call it Darth Vader breath. So you can take the next 2 breaths here with each exhale. Allow the body to soften even further, maybe finding a little bit more opening through the hips. Feel pressure to go down too far. Just find what space works for you. Remember, you're on your own island on your mat. Nobody's here to judge. There's no expectation. There's just the here and now. As you're ready, you can begin to slowly restack the vertebrae. So take your time, reground in through the sits bones. Find a bit of length through the spine. And let's take a nice clearing breath in. Breathe in, up, reach with the hands up, keeping your feet in butterfly pose. And then exhale, release the hands down to heart center. And just take a moment to reset or reflect on your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And as you're ready, let's slowly come on to our all fours position, so our tabletop position. If you have any problems with your knees, feel free to take a towel or a blanket and just place them underneath, or you can always fold your mat over so that you have a little bit of softness underneath the knees. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, and resting the tops of the feet onto the floor. And as we begin to just find our tabletop here, I'd like you to press your hands into the floor, really activate through the shoulders, and just notice how we're kind of just creating this sense of
balance, a stability beneath us. So press the feet into the floor, pull the belly up in towards the spine. And then as we're ready, we're going to inhale to arch the low back, lift up through the heart, drop the shoulder blades down. And as we turn our gaze up towards the sky, the cervical spine is staying along with the rest of the spine. So we're not arching or lifting our head, but rather just following the flow. As we exhale, pull the belly in, guide the visual space, your vision between your knees as you round your back. Inhale, arch the low back, lift up through the heart. And then exhale, pull the belly in, round the spine, just mobilizing here through the spine. Inhale, arch the low back, lift up through the sternum, shoulder blades guide down the rib cage. Exhale, pull the belly in, press the hands into the floor. Let's continue for another 5 more movements of cat-cow. And as you move, find your one breath, one movement. Connect with the source of movement through the breath, through the body. And kind of find that sense of surrender as we come into cow by opening up that heart, and exhale, bring that energy in towards your core, back into center. And as we're ready, we'll finish up with our last one. Maybe find ourselves finishing up with one more cow, and then kind of bringing our spine back into that neutral space. Let's kickstand our right leg out long, keeping the toes onto the floor. We're going to square off the right hip so that if you feel sort of like that your hip is rounding or lifting up towards the sky, square off the hip, keep the toes resting onto the mat. And we're going to lift the right foot up. And I just want you to first begin by opening up, maybe flex the heel so that you're reaching through the heel, and just kind of turn the back chain of your glutes, opening up through the hip, keep the belly turned on. And then as you're ready, take the left arm and we're going to extend out through the left arm, reaching from fingertip to heel, finding length as we come into our spinal balance here. And then as you take your next exhale, guide the left hand down to its original place, bring the right knee down, and then inhale, take the left leg long, reach with the right arm and lift. And we're just gonna move here now with one breath and one movement. So finding a little bit of heat through the body, and keeping the belly turned on. Noticing if you want to lift that leg and you find yourself going into a little bit of extension, a bit too much extension to low back, just be careful for that. We want to keep the abs turned on. We don't want to lift the leg beyond our hip just to protect the low back. And continue to flow with one breath and one movement. Reaching through fingertip, through heel. And as you're ready, we'll finish up with one more. And then we're going to come back through center, guide the knees wide, big toes together, press back down into child's pose. We're taking care of our shoulders. Maybe we're resting our hands onto the side of our body. Allow the forehead to rest and come back into that surrender pose. Just surrender the body into the mat beneath you. And just take a moment here to notice the breath now coming into the back of the body. Maybe we notice the breath coming down to the back of the throat, down the spine. And then as you're ready, let us come into our tabletop position. And this time we're going to come into a kneeling position and find a plank pose. So knees are going to be out wide, hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders. And we're going to just come into our kneeling plank. We're going to tuck our elbows in and come into our half series as we come down to the floor. Roll the shoulder blades back, press the hands into the floor, lift up through the sternum as we come into a small baby cobra. And then exhale, come back down, press down into child's pose. And take a breath. Inhale, we'll come back into our kneeling plank. exhale, elbows in, come down to the floor, lift up through the sternum, roll the shoulder blades back, lift up through the belly, protect the low back. And then exhale, come back down, press back, child's pose. Let's repeat that one more time. Inhale, find your kneeling plank. Exhale, come down to the floor, roll the shoulder blades back, lift up through the sternum. And then exhale, come back down and press back into child's pose. Good. On your next inhale, we'll float right into our tabletop, curl our toes under, and we're gonna invite our first downward dog of the day. Press down through the hips, open up wide through the feet so that your feet are reaching. You have a little bit more space here in the low back. Lift up through the sits bones, drop the heart, and drop the shoulder blades away from the ears. And you'll notice where the weight is into your hands. Let's try to soften the wrists here and see if we can allow the weight of the body to press in through the big finger, the pointed finger and the thumb, and the heel of the hand rather than the wrists. Let's begin to pedal one foot and then the other, alternating sides. And I always like to call this my sexy downward dog because it allows me to move through the hips. I know that's totally not yoga-ish, but you know, to have a little bit of humor here. And just kind of move through the hips. Again, think back at that 4 or 5-year-old self. Where would you be moving right now? Kind of find that ease into the practice today. Not taking it too seriously, just kind of having a bit of fun with it. And as you're ready, let's guide our heels down towards the floor. And just for a moment, I'd like you to turn your gaze between the hands. Now, we're going to come back to the top of our mat. So you can do so by hopping or walking your feet towards your feet. We're going to find ourselves in our forward fold. So allowing the hands to reach down to the floor, letting the crown of the head feel heavy. Maybe offer a little bend of the knee to protect the low back. And let's just take a moment here, again, coming back into that space of surrendering. Just allow the body to feel like a rag doll. Let the crown of the head reach down towards the floor, almost as if you're emptying any thoughts or any sensations or emotions or feelings just away from your body, letting them seep into your mat. And then as you're ready, bend your knees, guide your hands up towards the sky, press the feet into the floor, and let's invite our first Tadasana into our practice today. Releasing the hands down to the side, opening up. I'm just going to turn towards the camera so you can see me. With the palms open, feet are hip distance apart. Just draw the shoulder blades down, lift up through the crown. Let's just take 3 breaths here. And then exhale, guide the hands back down to the side of your body. And one more time, breathe in. And then exhale, guide the hands down. Last one, breathe, reach towards the sky. Arms are going to remain lifted, shoulder distance apart. Grab hold of your left wrist, lean over to the bend here of the body. Opening up through the left side, keep the hips anchored into the floor, and then come back through center, guide the right wrist right over to the left. Open up, just guide the wrist. So we're not pulling, but just gently bringing it over to the left. And one more time, come back through center, over to the left, over to and come back through center, guide the right over to the left. Beautiful. Let's come back through center and let's find ourselves at the top of our mat in preparation for our sun salutation A. Bringing the feet about hip distance apart, lengthening through the body, reaching through the crown, pressing the feet into the floor. Let's inhale to guide the hands up towards the sky. And exhale, we're going to pull our belly and lengthen the back, guide the hands down towards the floor. Bring the right foot back. And then let's bring the left foot to meet the right, and we'll come right into our downward dog. Inhale to float yourself into that plank position. You can come into a kneeling plank or full plank, you choose. Tuck the elbows in, come down to the floor. Tops of the feet rest on top, pull yourself up. Upward facing dog or cobra, shoulder blades down the back, pull the belly in. Curl the toes under, lift up, downward dog. Inhale, let's guide the right foot up towards the sky. So just begin in that three-legged downward dog. Reaching with the toes up towards the sun. Turn the gaze forward, bring the right foot right between the hands. Find yourself in that low lunge. Shift the weight into the right foot, bring the left foot forward, find yourself in forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. We're gonna circle sweep the arms up towards the sky, and we're gonna press back into our chair. Shifting the weight into the heels, drop the shoulder blades away from the ears, pull the belly in, tuck the tail slightly under. Open up through the heart. Let's hold here for a breath or two. Surrender into this place. Really anchor yourself into the mat beneath you. Find that sense of stability underneath you, just allowing gravity to do its thing. Inhale, extend the body. Reach up towards the sky. Lengthen through the spine. Pull back down as we come into our swan dive down to the floor. Bring the left leg back this time. Find your low lunge. And then bring your right foot back. Downward dog. Shift up through the hips. Weight through the hands. Inhale, roll through the vertebrae, tuck the elbows in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up, upward facing dog. Lift up through the heart, shoulder blades away from the ears. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward dog. Inhale, shift your weight into the right foot. Guide your left leg up to the sky. Find your three-legged downward dog. And then exhale, turn your gaze forward, bring the left foot all the way forward. Bring the right to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees. Circle sweep the arms up towards the sky and come down into your chair. Inhale, guide yourself up towards the sky. We're gonna flow through that one more time and maybe with a little bit more tempo here. So exhale, forward fold. Again, find your own pace. You can take your time. Find yourself in that downward dog. Bring the right foot back, find your low lunge. Bring the left foot back, find yourself in downward dog. Let's take a moment here, settle in. Inhale, roll through your vertebrae, find your plank. Choose to go into a kneeling plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop up through the heart, drop the shoulder blades back. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky. Take a moment here, reach to the toes, open through the hip, drop the shoulder blades away from the ears. Turn the gaze forward, bring the right foot all the way forward. Remember, you can always help your leg, it's okay. All right, bring the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, circle sweep the arms. I want you to visualize this positive energy bubble all the way around you. This time, bring the palms together. As you sit back in your chair, twist towards the right, bring your left elbow to your right knee. Square off the shoulders, twisted chair. Inhale, circle sweep, bring the hands all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, swan dive down to the floor. One more time. Take the left leg back, find your low lunge. Bring the right leg back, find downward dog. Inhale, roll through your vertebrae, tuck your elbows in, find chaturanga. Scoop up through the heart, upward facing dog, tops of the feet rest on the floor. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward dog. Take a moment, settle into your space. Inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Turn your gaze between your hands. Bring the left leg forward. Maybe guide it a little bit. Offer it a little bit of help. Bring the right to meet the left, forward fold. Bend the knees. Circle sweep the arms up towards the sky. Palms are going to connect like two magnets. Twist, bend down, twist your right elbow towards your left, finding your twisted chairs. Press the palms together, square off the shoulders. Inhale, press the feet in towards the floor, extend the body. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Let's just take a moment here to settle in, reconnect back with our breath. Maybe you're noticing there's a bit more heat now, connecting into the body, noticing how your body's feeling here. Now we're going to move through our short sequence of some warrior twos. So beginning back at the front of your mat, let's just begin with our feet about hip distance apart. We're going to begin with the right foot. So we're going to guide the right foot back. And warrior two, we'd like to have the heels nicely aligned. The toes are going to reach out to the edge of the mat. The front leg is going to be bent right over the knee and going to be tracking with the toes. So we want to just the big toe and the second to big toe. We're going to inhale to guide both hands in opposite directions. Drop the shoulder blades down. So the left hand's going to be reaching forward. The right hand is going to be reaching back. Drop the shoulders, turn the gaze between the pointed finger and the middle finger. Very powerful pose here. We're just going to hold for a breath or two. Opening up through the right hip, anchoring in through the right foot. And now I'd like you to create a little bit of a dancing warrior here. So we're going to keep the feet anchored into the floor, but I only want us to move the upper body if that feels comfortable for you. And just notice the shifting of the weight into the front and the back foot. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose if you're inviting your Ujjayi breath into your practice today. Now, our next one, we're going to reach forward. So left hand is reaching well beyond the toes. You're going to open the palm. Exhale, reverse warrior into your humble warrior. Opening up through the left side of the body. Opening up through the right hip, letting the right hand drift down either to the back of the right leg or maybe hooking onto the hip. And then as you're ready, we're going to guide the left hand all the way down to the left knee for extended side angle. Take the right arm, reach it up over the ear. Reach in opposition from fingertip to heel, finding that extended side angle. And now we're going to take the right hand, come back into our reverse warrior. Right hand reaches and hooks onto the hip or down the leg. Reach it with the left arm. We're going to extend out through the front leg and guide the hands all the way down as we find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Left hand reaches towards the floor, right hand reaches to the sky. We're long through the torso. We're keeping the feet really pressed into the floor, soften the knees. And I'd like you to think of yourself being pulled up from the right hand with an invisible plumb line. Your abdominals are going to contract. You're going to use yourself to pull yourself back up. Keep the front leg lengthened as we come into reverse triangle.
How long is this thing supposed to be? How long is it? You don't like what? How long is this thing? 5 minutes?
And guide the right hand forward, bend the front knee, find your warrior two. We're going to sweep the right hand forward, curl up onto the back ball of the foot, coming back into crescent. Drop the shoulder blades, open up through the hip. Allow your body to really kind of anchor down into the mat, surrendering into this pose, opening up through the hip. And then swim the hands on either side of the left foot. Place the right hand right next to kind of the left arch of the foot. Open up into a twisted lunge. Okay. Guide the left hand back, square off the front foot, and shift the weight from the left foot into the left foot. Bring the right foot forward. Find yourself in forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up towards the sky. And then this time, exhale, bring the left foot back, coming into warrior two on the other side. I'm going to just twist around here onto the other side. This time the right hand is reaching forward, gaze is beyond the middle finger and the pointed finger, shoulder blades are down and back. Just find that place here. So what's really important here is that we find that alignment with our knees, our toes. We're opening up through the hip. We feel really settled in here.
Back legs pointed towards.
And now we're going to rock. Just move our body from front to back. Legs are really kind of anchored into the floor. The only thing moving is the torso. And then as you're ready, you're going to reach forward, open the palm, exhale into reverse warrior. Open up through the right side of the body, maybe hook onto the hip or guide the left arm back. Pull the belly and find length through the torso. And then as you're ready, swim the right hand over to the right leg, extend the left arm up and over, finding extended side angle. Pulling up through the left arm, finding warrior 2 one more time. Extend the front leg this time. Press into the feet, drop the shoulder blades. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Maybe we're not coming down to the floor. Remember, it's just about finding that space that works within our body. So don't feel like you have to force it down. Just listen to what's happening. Honor your body. Honor this practice, this opportunity to just tune in. And pretending you've got a plumb line pulling you up from the left fingertip, guide the right hand up and over. Find your reverse triangle. Bringing the right hand forward, bending the front knee, come back to warrior 2. Curl the back toe onto the ball. Left arm and right arm extend out long. Find your crescent pose. Swim both hands on either side of the right foot. Twist towards the right, open up with the right arm, open up the chest, open up the heart. Guide the right hand down to the floor, bring the right foot back, find yourself in downward dog. Pedal the feet. And then as you're ready, let's bring our knees down to the floor. We're gonna shift our feet over and we're gonna come onto our sits bones. You can all see me here. All right, nice job everyone. I'm so excited you're here. All right, finding ourselves down onto our sits bones. Let's lengthen through the spine and we're just gonna curl our pelvis round, tuck the belly in, roll down about halfway, open up through the clavicles. So stay nice and wide through the chest. And it's a real feather touch behind the knees. Keep the feet connected. If they want to lift, try to find that place where you can connect the soles of the feet. Now on your exhale, you're going to pull up through your lower abdominals as you come all the way back up to seated. Inhale here, and then exhale, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep the clavicles wide, hold here, and then exhale, pull up through the lower abdominals. So really not using the hands or the shoulders or the back, just the abdominals. Roll down, halfway, a little deeper this time. Just explore it. If it doesn't work, it's okay. We can use our hands, but let's just take a moment here just to pull up through the abs as we come all the way back up. And last one, roll down. You're gonna hold here. And this time, perhaps release the hands. Open up the clavicles, take a breath. And then as you're gonna exhale, you're gonna slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Use your onto the floor. Good. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little bit of love. Rock your body side to side. Spine, the shoulders. Your knees at 90 degrees. Extend your arms out to the sides like you're opening up your wings and float your knees over to the left side. And you could take your left hip and shift it over to the right so you can stack the ankles, the knees, and the hips nicely aligned and create this really beautiful rotation. Really keep the upper body resting on the floor. Your right shoulder might want to pop up and see if you can maybe just find a little bit more of that connection with the shoulder blades onto the mat. As you're ready, bring your knees back through center. Shift your right hip over and then turn your knees over to the right side. This time taking the left leg a little longer, stacking the ankles, the knees, the hip. Maybe turning the gaze towards the opposite direction. And then coming back through center. We can move into happy baby or maybe candlestick. So happy baby, we hook onto our big toes. Just take a moment. Whatever other movement, something else you feel like you need right now, take this chance now.
Hey, Carly.
As you're ready, we can slowly slide our right foot to the right corner of the mat and our left foot to the left. As we find ourselves in our final pose of Shavasana. But I'd like you just to take the next 60 seconds. 60 seconds just to rest your body, rest your mind. Breathe into surrender for a moment. Let us take a moment to deepen our breath. Let us take a moment to just reflect upon the intention we set at the beginning of our practice today. Let us invite a bit of movement through the fingers and through the toes, slowly reawakening the body. And perhaps just for today, roll onto your left side or right side, whatever's your favorite, and just transition here and just take a moment in that little fetal position, just to come back to center, come back to that sense of compassion and love within you. Just hold it here for a second. And maybe as you're ready, begin to press your top arm into the floor and come up into an easy seated position.
Hair's all wet.
Let's close our practice with one cleansing breath. Press the palms together as we inhale to guide the hands up towards the sky. Fill the belly. Exhale, release through the mouth. The gentle bow of our head towards our hands. May your heart always stay warm, and may your smile always stay broad. And may the light that shines in me always honor the light that shines in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. It means the absolute world to me that you were here today to practice with me. I definitely need your feedback. This is our first one ever, so I need to know how the sound quality was. I need to know if you saw me, so that we can do this again, hopefully, and it'll be as best as we can make it for everybody. So send me a text at 73435. I think most of you know my phone number anyways, but or by email or by Facebook, whatever you want to contact me, but please let me know. We are going to be doing some fitness classes. I'm probably going to host something maybe tomorrow, maybe a short little 30-minute something. So I'll let you know about that. And thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Love to you all. Bye. Bye, Evan. Bye, Carly. Bye, Jen. Bye, everyone. Bye, Macy. Bye, everybody.
Hi, Kira. I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, it's really weird. It disappeared on Facebook. I couldn't find it.
Oh, sorry.